Well, Nelson is hoping to lead the Raiders' young secondary to a win over Drew Brees and company in New Orleans. But having faced Brees several times in his career, he knows it's not going to be an easy task. While Colin Kaepernick has gained national steam, he's also gained a ton of local support with his protests. On Friday night, Cap joined an Oakland high school football team during their protest because he wanted to thank them. Giants fans have been waiting for San Francisco to turn things around, but they haven't, and now the NL West crown seems to be slipping away. Something you were not asked during the press conference, and my Twitter timeline has been blowing up, and my mentions have been blowing up about this. Will you bring on Rich Gannon, the former Raiders quarterback and former NFL MVP, as your quarterback's coach?
I don't know. I'm going to talk to Rich. Rich and I argued every day when I was coaching him. I don't know if I want to argue every day with him now.
The Raiders have won 2 straight games, but they've also played 2 really bad teams, the Broncos and the Giants. So how much stock are you putting into those 2 Raider wins? Now, after wrapping up the regular season with the blowout loss to Denver, Jack Del Rio didn't want his team believing that's what things look like without Derek Carr. And they don't. Now, look, I'm not a big gambler. I only play the slots. Because you know what they say, scared money don't make money, and I got scared money. What about y'all?
You're not a gambler.
Not a gambler.
That's a great call.
Hey, Henry. Oh, my goodness. Talk about the tale of 2 halves. The Raiders completely dominated the Carolina Panthers in the first half, but when Derek Carr went down with a dislocated finger to start the third quarter, it really took the wind out of the Raiders' sails, and the entire Coliseum went quiet. But when he came back, the place erupted, and somehow, some way, the Raiders found a way to win once again. Give the Warriors some credit. They've had to obviously adjust without KD. So let's talk about that. After everything that's happened over the last week, they lose KD, they lose back-to-back games. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, they're in a shooting slump, and then you lose ground in the West. So how big would a win tonight be, especially, ending this 5-game road trip? King Central now. When the Golden One Center officially opened its doors Thursday night, you could feel the excitement all around Sacramento. Unfortunately, the Kings lost to the Spurs that night, but it was a spirited effort, and you could tell this team is much improved from last year. Let's take you to the highlights. Timberwolves, Kings looking for their first win at the Golden One Center. Timberwolves had a lot of room to operate early. First quarter, Ricky Rubio, nobody around him, makes the J. Where's the D at, huh? Second quarter, Minnesota up 14. Rookie Chris Dunn, plenty of room, nails the triple. Then a little later, what do you think happened? Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns, wide open. Money from downtown. Timberwolves went into the half up 11, shooting over 60%, but the tide turned after the break. Third quarter, DeMarcus Cousins driving, watch out. He led the Kings with 29 points, Kings within 7. Later, Sacramento native Matt Barnes, he's money from downtown. Kings within 3. So we have a ball game, folks. It would come down to the final minute. Kings up 4. Cousins with 5 fouls tries to draw the charge against Chris Dunn, but it's called against him, so he fouls out. He's not happy. 7 seconds left. Timberwolves with one last chance. Down 2. Andrew Wiggins. Shot. No good. Putback. Also no good. Kings, they hang on to win 106-103 and pick up their first win in their new building. YOLO. You know what that means?
You only live once, right?
Live once.
What are you about to do? Is she doing what I think she's doing? She's taking the microphone off. That water's pretty cold. So
there you go.
Really she's going in. Wow. Wow.
Yes!
Oh, man. Well done. Well done.
There you go.
Well done, Fallon.
Then you'll see the best out of Derek because Gruden will bring it out of him.
Yeah, he's going to challenge him, which obviously is a good thing. But at the same time, John Gruden has not coached since 2008. So what makes you believe that he is the guy to take this franchise to the next level? You have now moved over to the dark side. You are one of us.
You're one of us now.
And today, you probably
I thought when I played with the Raiders, it was a dark side. Is there another dark side?
There's another dark side, the media. You ready? Let's be real.
Okay.
Let's be real, Charles. But you probably asked the best question in the entire press conference. Is there a no-trade clause in your contract, Coach?
Well, that was important.
That was pretty good.
The fans want to know. The players want to know.
Now, with 45 points from their bench, Game 1 displayed just how complete and deep of a team the Warriors are. But it was their defensive effort they take the most pride in, with Andre Iguodala in charge of the toughest task, having to guard LeBron James. So I asked Andre if he ever looks back on film of his big defensive stops and strips on LeBron, and he told me no. He said, I actually don't look at positive film at all. I focus more on the defensive breakdowns and the miscues because I don't want to get too full of myself, and it helps me keep my edge. It's your rookie season. You're an undrafted free agent, and you have made a huge impact on this team. And guess what? The Oakland Raiders are 10-2. What does it mean to be a part of this special season for the Oakland Raiders?
No, it's an unbelievable feeling, man.
Well, when Bogut was in foul trouble in Game 1, you had to come in and help defend Dwight Howard. Now, you know he's going to get his touches, but how can you neutralize what he does in the paint? Hey, guys, I'm Fallon Smith with your Sportsnet Central update. Now, that was a catch. At least I think it was. And as some of you may know, that's been the problem in the NFL these days. What is a catch? Hey, Henry, I think it's safe to say the Raiders are the new cardiac kids of the NFL. For the 5th straight week, the game went down to the wire. Now, it wasn't pretty, but when they needed a big play from the offense, they got it. When they needed a big stop from the defense, they got it. But most importantly, they got the win. Now, the last time the Raiders played the Texans, the defense had trouble covering Houston's tight ends as they combined for 10 catches for 128 yards. And Reggie Nelson said that can't happen if they want to win the football game Saturday. And he told me the adjustment is simple. Don't let the tight ends catch the football. 4 of the world's top foil fencers practice out of this club, 3 of them on Team USA. Now, the red, white, and blue have captured several medals at the Olympic Games in men's fencing, but none of them have been gold. Coach Macialis has Team USA in prime position to make history in Rio. I don't know about whole milk, but 1%, I could do that.
Yeah, Coach likes the whole milk. You know, when he was a kid, he drank a ton of milk, so he would be 6'3". Keep drinking, and keep growing. Don't stop. Do not stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
That was so disgusting.